Hi everybody, welcome to Heel Heat. This is a Money in the Bank results/review show, and I'm going to go right into it. We had the pre-game match on the YouTube channel and all the previews. The Uso brothers versus the Shield, the team of Rollins and Reigns. Very good match. The thing that bothered me is they cut it twice in the match to go to commercials, and didn't make sense. I mean, I would have rather stuck with the action. I'd be willing to bet the majority of the people that are watching this are going to purchase the pay-per-view anyway. I don't think that anybody's getting that and that's changed their mind on the pay-per-view. They've already made up their mind by now. So, and the Dead Man Down thing, just, we get enough of that on Raw and SmackDown and Main Event. Let us have, when it comes to pay-per-view time, let us get our pay-per-view match quality. Solid match, really solid. I predicted the Shield. If you watched my pre-prediction show now, I'll go over that with all the matches. The Shield did pick up the win. Probably the hardest fought win they've had up to date. Made the Usos look strong, in the process a formidable contender. Then we go into the actual show. They start off with the world title Money in the Bank match, or the Rising Stars match as they were calling it. Lots of crazy action on this one. Couple of the big spots, and spoiler alert, if you guys are watching this is a review/recap show. It says it in the description, so it's all spoilers from the beginning out. So if you don't want to hear the results, don't watch the rest of this video. But anyway, some of the big spots we had, one with Randy, or not Randy, I'm sorry, that's the later match. Cody Rhodes was basically the highlight of the match, bumping all over the place. There was a couple spots, Cesaro and Swagger working together as a team. They pick up, I can't believe, Dean Ambrose, who's holding the ladder a la Terry Funk style, which it's not innovation, Michael Cole. Terry Funk's been doing it for 20 plus years. The spinning helicopter ladder has been innovated long ago. It's not nothing new. They pick him up, he skins a cat, gets on top of it, trying to get to the belt. They fall over with it. Some of the other spots, Cesaro stands on Swagger's shoulders and they try to get to the belt that way. And just some really solid action. Fandango hits a sunset bomb on off the ladder. I mean, just some amazing stuff on Wade Barrett. Wade Barrett decks Dean Ambrose where he's caught in between the ladders. Really good stuff, really cool innovations here. Sandow gets the win by screwing over Cody Rhodes, who, if you watch the match, the fans were cheering the most for. It was almost like they were ready for Cody to turn face, and this is what's going to turn him. My pick before going in was Cody Rhodes. Damian Sandow won. I'm 1 for 1 so far. Next we had Brad Maddox came out to kill and fill some time. Did a tribute to Vicky Guerrero, who was part of the pre-show and also was sitting in the crowd where they went to Insight from them all night. Basically showing most of her embarrassing moments over the years, which is a lot, but they could have kept this for Raw. The one good thing I do like, and I said this to our friend the Mass Tweeter last night on Twitter, go figure. Brad Maddox kind of reminds me of like if Jim Cornette and Eric Bischoff had a son, it would be Brad Maddox. I like where they're going with it. Next up we have The Miz versus Curtis Axel. A couple things that bothered me here. Miz was getting booed profusely through the match because he's not over his face. And you had Axel with Paul Heyman in Philadelphia, which you might as well have Jesus in Bethlehem, or, Allah in Mecca, whatever your deity is. basically Paul Heyman is the man for Philadelphia wrestling. And Miz gets Paul ejected. The fans chant for Paul. A couple things I didn't like. Miz kicks out of the Perfect Plex. I don't think Miz is a good enough opponent to kick out of the Perfect Plex. John Cena, yes. Somebody on that level, I can understand. CM Punk, yeah. Randy Orton, yeah. Sheamus, yeah. Daniel Bryan, yes. The Miz isn't on that level. The Perfect Plex should beat the Miz. Miz should never kick out. Anyway, Axel still picks up a solid win, the best win since he's been champion, with his neck breaker face smash move. I'm not sure what they're calling it. They haven't said. Axel was my pick going in. Axel is the one that won. So far, 2 for 3. Next we have the Divas Championship match, AJ Lee versus Caitlyn. Solid match. I think AJ controlled a lot of it. I don't think they're going further with this feud. Caitlyn's going to disappear here because basically they have one Diva storyline on all of the WWE TV, regardless of how many Divas you see. So I think someone like Layla's going to step up, or even maybe Natalie Neidhart gets rotated in. AJ with a solid win with the Black Widow, or whatever they're calling it. A decent match. I mean, after the first two, the Usos and first Money in the Bank match, the crowd kind of went down because, Miz vs. Axel was good. It wasn't great, and the crowd was still down for this. My pick going in was AJ winning. AJ does win, so I'm 3 for 4. Doing pretty good, liking my odds. Next match we have is Chris Jericho versus Ryback. Decent, solid match. I like the surprise win by Ryback. He finally gets a win on pay-per-view for the first time in a year. Y2J has no problem putting a young kid over. That's how it should be. Good match. Good to build Ryback up a little bit. I'd still like to see them team Ryback up with Vicky Guerrero. I think it's a match made in heaven, I would like to say. I think he's a decent mouthpiece. I mean, for all the people that hate her, she does her job well. Then the next we have... I picked Ryback going in. Ryback wins. So now I'm 4 out of 5. Not bad. Not bad so far, in my opinion. Next, we have the world title match: Ziggler versus Alberto Del Rio. Solid match. I've seen better from these guys. Kind of predictable with AJ costing Ziggler the match, which is exactly what I predicted on the prediction show. Alberto Del Rio picks up the win. Batting number, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 out of 6 for me. Not doing too bad with my predictions, folks. I'm pretty proud of myself here. Just saying. I mean, some of the stuff was pretty obvious, so I'm not going to toot my own horn too much. But next match is Mark Henry versus John Cena. Of course, Super Cena wins, with Cena taking everything that Mark Henry could give. I was really upset with this. I picked Cena to win. Cena did win. The thing that upset me is this should have been the last match of the night, so you had the threat of the Money in the Bank being cashed in. We had the threat of the Money in the Bank being cashed in on Ziggler or Del Rio, whoever won that, but not here. I mean, to me, that's dumb. That's a waste of a threat. And that pumps up my record to 6 out of 7. Doing pretty good. We'll go right in the main event of the night. I understand why they kept it, so Rob Van Dam got the huge pop. What interested me is that Daniel Bryan got as big, if not bigger, a pop as Rob Van Dam. Now, all throughout the matches, whenever Rob Van Dam or Daniel Bryan were in control, they would get huge pops. CM Punk as well. But Daniel Bryan he's the most over wrestler in the business right now. Rob Van Dam hits all his signature spots in front of the Philly crowd, placate them. Daniel Bryan does some cool stuff. We finally get Curtis Axel comes down, takes out Daniel Bryan with the swinging neck breaker, face buster move. then catches the go to sleep, which brings out Heyman. Heyman turns on CM Punk, hits him with the ladder, busts him pretty badly open. Some other really cool spots in the match. We had all 6 men on the 2 ladders, and they all fell off. Sheamus going through the big ladder between the Spanish announce table and the ring. Daniel Bryan flying around doing everything he normally does, but through and with ladders. Pretty good stuff. I even liked the end where Van Dam is climbing to the top. Orton pulls him off and hits him with the RKO coming down. I thought it was a great spot. I mean, for what it is, I mean, a lot of people don't like Randy Orton, didn't like him winning. I chose Daniel Bryan going in. Randy Orton picked up the win. The way I look at it, and I see what they're doing now, Daniel Bryan doesn't need to win the briefcase. He's already in the stratosphere. Randy Orton needs to be brought back up into that. Now, whether Orton has a heel turn when he cashes it in on Cena or challenges him straight up or whatever it may be, I mean, it's good for Orton to be back in the main event picture. Another thing it does is it leaves the chance that the cash-in doesn't work. After Cena's cash-in didn't work last year, Randy Orton could cash in and have it fail and it not hurt his career at all. Just like it didn't hurt Cena's. He's already established. He's a 9-time champion. I mean, the guy's already pretty much a Hall of Famer. So, this wouldn't hurt his career if he did cash in and lose it. Now, going back over this, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 out of 8 matches I predicted properly. The only ones I got wrong were the 2 Money in the Banks, which are pretty unpredictable in themselves, so I don't feel that bad about it, but I'll take 6 out of 8. That's a pretty good record. That's batting .750. You get you win 75% of your games in any sport, you're going to the playoffs. Pretty much you're one of the greatest teams ever if you do. I mean, that's 12 wins in football. 12 wins get you into the playoffs. You're maybe even skipping around. That's 120 wins in baseball. Get you into the playoffs again. I mean, I think I did pretty good with the predictions. I thought the show overall was pretty decent, and I'll go right into our rating system. If you've seen us rate our shows, we have a 1 to 5 system. 1 being the worst, 5 being the best. A 1's a Great Khali, 2's a Sheamus, 3's a Randy Orton, 4's a Daniel Bryan, 5 is a CM Punk. I'm going to give this show a 3, a Randy Orton. The 2 Money in the Bank matches were good. The Usos versus Shield was a great match. Henry versus Cena was way too predictable, kind of boring. Y2J versus Ryback was a good match, not great. Ziggler versus Del Rio, they've had better. AJ versus Caitlyn didn't do anything for me. Miz versus Axel, again, I think it was just placed weird. It could have been, if this went on before the first Money in the Bank, I might have looked at it more favorably, but it didn't. So overall, I give it a 3, a Randy Orton, which fittingly Randy Orton wins the All-Stars Money in the Bank and gets the briefcase for the WWE title. Interesting to see where they go with this, but hopefully it brings to bigger and better things for all the guys involved. Cody Rhodes looks like he's going to be a main star now, and it looks like the throttle's been, or the governor's been taken off and he could go full throttle now. But basically, that's all I have to say about that. My name is George Coles, and this has been a Heel Heat Review.